Well, good morning, everyone. So glad to see everybody here today. That video is so significant to what we have going on here. So super excited to be with you here on this Saturday. I am Susan Bafford from Prescott, Arizona, and it is still morning here. So good afternoon to you that live on the East Coast. So many things to cover here really quickly before we bring our amazing speaker on. First of all, if you're brand new with us, let us know where you're coming to us from and also who invited you. That would be so cool. In the chat below and let us know so we can properly welcome you here and say hi. So excited to be honored here today to be able to host this call for you guys and get your notebooks ready. You're going to get some astounding information today. And it is really, really exciting. But first of all, always remember this one thing that purchasing precious metals and bullion and collectibles, it all involves risks. So we highly encourage you to do your due diligence and properly educate yourself prior to purchasing precious metals. So let's see, who do we have here with us today? Hello, Amy Koick from Pennsylvania. So good to see you here today, girl. Happy Saturday, everyone. Joe Preston from San Jose, California. Welcome, my friend. And Alan Richardson. He is the Pine Bluff, Wyoming, and the TikTok guru. Welcome, Alan. Good to have you here. And Johnny Harris. Hello, Johnny Harris. Good to see you here from Allen, Texas. And Steve from Costa Rica. Welcome. We're so excited to hear all your amazing stories that you've been sharing since you were at the event. So, welcome everybody. It is such a treasure to have you here with us today. And 7K, you just could not be in a better place at a better time. I see David Smith in here. Hello, David, all the way from Puerto Rico. I think he's still there. So, um, today you have quite a treat. And lots of people coming in. Today, you get, when I was watching that legacy video, the guy who's going to present for you today has such a legacy in this industry. So he's actually worked with Robert Kiyosaki for lots of years. I think he might share some of that with you. But if you haven't read any of Robert Kiyosaki's books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Cash Flow Quadrant, those are really highly recommended books. And this guy knows a lot about that. So he's been an entrepreneur all his life. He's been in this kind of industry for his whole life. He's a great family man. He has such an amazing personality and he just loves people so much. And he has years of what you're going to learn about today right in his back pocket because he's been here this whole time. So, no, with no further ado, I would love to introduce to you Silver Direct, Scott Zuckman. Scott, are you there?
Yes. Hi. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, there you are.
There I am. Okay. Well, yeah, you got me with the Silver Direct thing. Oh. Hey, Susan, I want to say thank you for everything you do for us and all the hard work you put in and
Oh, I
all the great
apologize.
leadership.
You are a gold. I am
Yes.
so sorry. I just realized that I said silver and I meant to say gold.
We got silver on our mind, right?
Yeah, because it's gone up so much lately, but I apologize. Thank you, Scott.
Okay. Let me play with my screen because I'm having a problem when when it said meeting is being recorded. It all of a sudden changed everything on my screen. So I'm good. Hey, I want to welcome everybody here to the call today, and I don't want to take a lot of your time. Susan did a wonderful job of introducing who I am, what I stand for, my background, and I have helped thousands. All right. I just noticed that. I was going to say thank you so much. Matter of fact, you know what? These glasses are just bugging the heck out of me. I'm going to take them off today. Hopefully, I won't look too blind. Helping people, thousands of people, know how to deal with their money. I'm going to teach that to you today. And so, one of the things that I absolutely positively want to do is make sure you leave here with your goals being met. And I'm going to start with one goal that I want to give you and see if you all want to do it. We'll make it interactive. How many of you would like to bring more health, wealth, and joy into your life this year and years forward. If that's you, put a one in the chat. Okay? Put a one in the chat. Let me make sure you're cooperating here. Excellent. Now, the problem is most people don't know how. And
And
this
this
is going
is
to
going
be
to
a
be a
short
short
way to
way to
tell
tell
you
you
how to
how to
do
do
it.
it.
And I'm
And
going
I'm
to
going to
do
do
it
it
by
by
sharing my
sharing my
screen
screen
with
with
you.
you.
Okay. And my name is Scott Zuckman, and I am a gold with the company. I've been involved with 7K for going on close to 4 years, call it three and a half. And what I want to share with you is things I've learned over the years and how you can build a wealth strategy. You want to know why people aren't happy, healthy, wealthy? Is the answer is they don't know how. Our parents teach us to save money. How many of you were taught at a young age? Save your money and it will grow in the bank, and then you'll have a lot of money by the time you retire. If you've ever heard that, put a two in the chat for me, please. I want to know if I'm not alone. That's what my parents told me. Put a two. All right. Good. Thank you for participating. You see, that is absolutely positively the wrong advice. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody's parents. I'm trying to say they didn't know any better to tell you any better because they were told they need to save. But does saving work? The answer is no, because most people don't have any money. So I want to pretend you could look back 5 years ago, okay? And start with April of 2020, just pick a date and then go to April of 2025. And what you're looking at in here is that, let's say you put $1,000 in the bank, and we'll call that your cash account. Okay. Then let's just say you could also compare that to putting $1,000 of gold instead of cash and just put it away somewhere. Same with silver. I'm talking about bullion, just pure silver. Gold like an American eagle, okay? Or silver like an American eagle. Okay, you see my screen going so slow. Hang on, I'm having to keep them up. Okay, what happens in 5 years? Well, the last 5 years, we've had 24% real inflation. I'm not talking about the made up numbers that don't include the most heard of things like groceries, gasoline, energy. Okay. I'm talking real inflation, 24%. That means you'd have only $760 sitting in the bank after 5 years when you put in 1,000. And that's in terms of buying power. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. You can only buy $760 worth of stuff because prices have gone up. Okay. But what about gold and silver? Those have gone up as well. So if you had $1,000 in gold in 5 years, it would have almost doubled to $1,913. If you had silver, it would have doubled to 2,088. So either way, you would have been looking good. So this shows you that our savings account can't really protect our buying power. And I have more ways of showing you this and proving this to you. Okay. This is a trend of the dollar since 1913 to 2021, and it lost 97% of its buying power according to the Federal Reserve. Yet, if you take a different view and look at gold and silver, they have gone up in that same time. Okay. So I showed you that in the last slide. This is a graph that shows it. And we believe things should be different, that people like you and me deserve a real chance to build wealth through asset growth. And we are 7K. We started 8.5 years ago in this space, and we are on a mission to put gold and silver in the hands of people who absolutely positively need it most. And what is gold and silver? is what we call sound money because that's an actually accurate name. It's a secret that has been around for over 5,000 years. Not really that much of a secret, but the wealthiest people have been using it as real money in all that time. Our governments and banks know it. Corporations know it, and the wealthiest individuals know it. And over the last few years, gold and silver has skyrocketed in value, and people have been buying it like crazy, especially our own government. Now, I'm going to show you a different path. What if instead of just sticking $1,000 in the bank or even $100 in the bank and losing 24% of it, what if instead we put $100 a month on a regular basis? Okay. So if you did it with cash, liquid cash, after 1 year, you put in 100 a month, $1,200, $2,400, and at the end of 3 years, you would think it's 3,600. But with 24% loss in buying power due to inflation, you'd have just $2,736 of your 3,600 you put away. Yet gold, if you put just $100 a month away into gold and saved it, then after 1 year, it would be worth 1269. After 2 years, 2668. And after 3 years, 4639. So you're talking almost double. Why would you put cash away when you could put it into gold? And I didn't even count silver. So let me ask you, would you rather have money regularly saved in gold and silver versus cash? If the answer is yes, gold and silver, put a 3 in the chat. If the answer is no, put a 4 in the chat. Why don't we take a peek at what you're putting in here? Okay, it's looking like everybody would rather have gold and silver. Well, wise choice. It's what I've been doing since 1980. And you know what? Here's a real matchup for real world purposes if you want to just keep note of this. In 1965, a brand new Mustang cost $2,500. And if you had 2,500 cash dollars, it was the same as having 2,500 silver dollars because 1 ounce of silver was equal to $1. So either way, you could get that brand new car. But let's fast forward 60 years. Are cars still $2,500? Is a Mustang $2,500? No. It's going to cost you about 40,000. However, with the exact same amount of silver and what it has done over the last 60 years, it would have doubled and you'd have, not doubled, but I mean, you'd be able to buy double the amount of cars at the higher price. And this makes total sense to me. It's like, wow. What if you just saved $2,500 cash all those years? You wouldn't have 40,000 in the bank to buy a car. Not a chance. Okay. Well, silver. But what if we use gold instead? Well, over those same 60 years, gold has gone up much more than silver, and you could literally, with the same amount of gold, buy 5 cars at today's price. Now, I hope between the two, what would you rather have? Gold or silver? Just type gold or silver in the chat. Let me know which you would rather save over time. Let me see what you're putting. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of gold. I'm seeing both. I'm seeing silver. Absolutely. There is no wrong answer. Okay, I do both, but you can do what you want. But most experts are doing gold. And so I would like to show you how to get free gold if you're okay with that. So stick with me and I will do exactly that. Now, the question I get all the time is, well, if gold and silver is so smart, why don't more people use it? And the answer is most people just don't know what the heck to buy. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to buy it out there, who to get it from, who to trust. They don't want to risk keeping it in their closet and having somebody come in and rip it off. They're not sure how the best way to sell it. These are real world problems. However, 7K has solved all of that because we don't want it to be complicated. We want it to be simple. And I'm going to show you a short video which will show you exactly how simple it can be. Okay? Excuse me. If you're watching this video, chances are you're curious about Golden Silver. Chances are you weren't hearing that, but I just fixed that so you can hear it. Oops. My screen just disappeared. Guys, sorry, I don't even know what's going on today. Let me fix it. It's wild. Try again. Nope, didn't even play that one. If you're watching this video, chances are you're curious about Golden Silver. You may have a few questions about precious metals. What should I be buying? How can I trust the market firm? How do I know I'm getting a good deal? And how can I afford it? You should know that you're not alone. Most people have these questions. Over the next few minutes, we'll introduce you to an easy solution. Most people we talk to say they have a feeling it's a good idea to buy precious metals, but they don't understand why or how to get started. They don't feel like they have a budget for it, so they won't do anything about it. This lack of understanding costs them a lot of money. And honestly, we all get into the same mistakes. Maybe it's too hard to navigate the struggle as the economy fluctuates, conditions rise, and unexpected changes come up in life. Buying gold and silver can help shield you against all these challenges real time. Before we start 7K, we established a mission that provides personal, daily, and adding precious metals to your portfolio. Don't buy your knowledge or your circumstances. We've already changed the precious metals industry by making it extremely easy to get started without any expense or any noise. That's not all. We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone, everyone, can seriously start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with 100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our public sound money wallet will allow you to convert cash to various asset classes and purchase gold or silver quickly in 30 days, minutes. Sound money, the new leverage you buy, they'll store it in a safe and sound. Powerfully lower the cost of storage up to $50,000 in asset value. Let me sleep easy at night knowing that you have all the things that you need to know about it. It stopped, but let me just restart here and summarize everything without playing the video.
Sound money, the new leverage you buy,
Trying to let it
they'll
fit.
store it in a safe and sound. Powerfully lower the cost of
My screen is just going nuts. Hang on. There, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, let me summarize what you were just hearing. Gold and silver can be owned for as little as $1, so the expense of it is not an issue. We can put it in a vault for you, completely guarded, 24/7, totally accounted for and safe, with no storage fees. And you can sell anytime you want, 24 hours a day from your computer, your cell phone, press a button. And if you ever want your metals shipped to you, they'll come shipped right to your door. So I'm summarizing what you were going to hear in that total video for reasons of getting screen time. So anyway, that being said, we call it sound money and everybody can access it. And that is the beauty here. And it's actually quite safe. You see, what if you wanted to put that $100 a month away and save it like we talked about? All you have to do is set your Sound Money wallet up with a subscription, and we call it a savings subscription. So you can pick the first is 15th, 21st, or 26th of the month, and you can save up to 5 times a month. You could put $10 every single week in. You could put just on the 26th, let's say, put $100 in. But I know what you're thinking, Scott. I don't have any money left at the end of the month. In fact, I have too much month at the end of the paycheck. So how do I fix that? Well, I'm going to give you two big answers. Number one, earn more income. That's pretty simple. Number two, stop using the income you have to buy stuff. Don't go out to dinner. Don't go to war. Sacrifice a little. Don't drink 5 cups of Starbucks coffee every single day. Maybe cut it to 4. You'll save $100 a month. So Robert Kiyosaki has told millions of people around the world this for years, decades, and I'm going to tell you again right now. When you have earned income from stuff you do, you pay living expenses, which are completely paid, obviously. But if you have any left over, you need to put it into an asset that appreciates and or an asset that gives off passive residual income. Then if you want to spend something, like buy a boat, you want to buy a car, you want to buy something, then you use your income from those assets and you use your income from your passive residual cash coming in to buy that stuff. You never invest, and you never take extra money that you have from earned income and just spend it. You invest it. You put it into an asset and something with appreciating asset, especially as well as cash flow. Now, I'm going to show you how to get real great cash flow and how to get hold of those assets. But if you just got a little bit of an aha moment from what I just said, please put aha in the chat. Let me know if anybody is listening to these wise words of Robert Kiyosaki that I'm sharing. Okay, I appreciate that, guys. Now, would you like to be rewarded with extra income? And the answer is yeah. All you have to do is share with other people this message. Invite them to a call like this. Tell them about what you're doing and so forth. And you can make a lot of extra money. There's 4 ways that we pay people. One is called instant role play. Another one is the sound money metal matching bonus, which only comes with our legacy program. And then you have loyalty points, which get you free silver. And then we have our key, which is our share plan, which puts extra cash in your money every single week if that's what you want. How does it work? We have a dual team share system. And what it means is you have 2 teams and we're calling left and right. And that means you're shared with 2 people. So 2 people. And your left team and your right team. When those teams accumulate points, up to 250 points each, you convert them into a check. The company does it automatically for you. And you can make $250 that week. A week ends at Saturday at midnight. So tonight at midnight, Mountain Standard Time, where our company is headquartered in Portland, then you'll get 250 cash. It's that simple. And that cash, you can put it right into your Sound Money wallet or take it directly out. That's your call. However, if you want to earn more, then with the same 2 teams, if they're doing double the points, you earn double the money. You can earn up to $500 that week. And by the way, from this point on, then you do multiples of 500, and you can make many multiples. If you want to, let's say, make $2,000 in a week, you would do 2,000 points on each team. That would be 4 of those $500 checks, $2,000. Pretty simple. The question is, how much money do you want? Have you ever said, I need this much income? And by the way, this is extra income over and above what you're making at your job. We do this with points, as I mentioned, and there's lots of ways to get points. We have retail sales, our monthly auto saver program, coin drops, which are really beautiful, rare coins that you could buy. They go up in value often and other purchases, as well as the act of sharing with another person who becomes a member themselves. That's what we offer as memberships. More on that in just a few seconds. So let's walk up how much money Mike could make if you wanted to. If you just had those 2 teams, you can make up to $500 a week. If you want to make double that, you would need to have another person on your left team and another person, or a total of four. And that just means duplicate your efforts. And you can make up to $1,000 every week, up to $4,000 a month. Now, what if you would like to double that again? Simple. Just duplicate what you just did and talk to two other people. One on your left team, one on your right team, and you can earn up to $2,000 every single week. And you know what? $8,000 a month puts you right at 100 grand a year if you did that every single week. So that's over and above your job, obviously. Now, some people will start thinking about making this go above your job, but they make that kind of money. But for me, I wanted to make more. And the next rank will do up to $3,500 per week. And that's called silver. And the company thinks so much of this position that when you can make $14,000 a month, that puts you in the top 10% of money earners anywhere in the world. So we want to reward you to do that. The company does it by giving you something very special, and not a plaque or a certificate, but I'm talking about something worth cash. And that is a 100-ounce bar of pure silver, like the one I'm holding in my hand here. When I say like the one, I should rephrase. This is the actual one I was given over 3 years ago by a company. At the time, it was worth about $2,000. Today, it's worth about $3,500. And I didn't do anything except hold it. So I got $3,500 of free silver in my hand simply by hitting the rank of silver within 90 days. Unless you think you can't do it, you can. And here's how I know it. The company has over 650 silvers in it, and over 200 of them did it in their first 90 days. It's a third. With 30% is possible, why couldn't you do it? I did it, and I know I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I just know I worked hard, shared with as many people as possible, and the rest of the world. How many of you would like a silver bar? Put a one in the chat. Okay? Let me make sure that you think this is valuable. I sure hope you do. But you know what? I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. So within the next 30 days, I got to the gold level, which doubled again, so I could make up to $7,000 a week. That's a lot of money. So $350,000 a year. And then we have executive goals at $10,000 a week potential, presidential goals at $12,500. And I don't even want to blow your minds. So just, hey, don't expect this at the moment. I do not tell you potential. We have 3 levels even higher than this. We go 25,000 a week, 50,000 a week, and the top is $75,000 a week potential with this company. Put you over $3.5 million a year of income. You certainly probably have quit your regular job, unless you truly love it. Nobody's telling you to quit if you love it. But you could love what you do a whole lot more with that kind of money in the bank. And there's, a lot of people tell me, Scott, you have to be the first one to get to the top of any of these organizations. And the answer is that's not true at all. That is such an urban myth. The fact is, let's look at the presidential level. We have 4 people at that level, and I know for a fact 3 of them have been in the company less than 4 years. And so, where will you be in 4 years? Would you like to also be making $12,500 a week potential in just 4 years? I'll tell you what, if you don't do this, you won't. And if you give it a try, you might. Worth a shot? I think so. But guess what? It gets better. I'm going to show you how to make instant money. Okay? Now, this is fun. If you look at this, we call it the power of 4. Now, our best package is called the Legacy, and it's $599. I'm going to show you how to make your money back in 1 week. Is that fair? What business can you think of in America you can get your full investment back in a year? A week. Okay. So you share with 4 people. Let's say they become legacies. That equals 300 points from on the left and 300 points on the right. That'll get you a $250 check, as I mentioned. Okay, because it's just a hair over the 250. That's fine. You still get the 250. Then we award gold instantly to you for free every time you share with somebody who becomes a new member at the legacy level like yourself. If these four people did it, which is what we're showing, you would get $80 each. Times four is 320. So we're already up at 570, right? And guess what? You get 30 extra dollars through loyalty points when people enroll that would allow you to trade for free silver. You'd get at least a silver eagle with that. That's worth a minimum of $30 and not one more. So that'll round it to $600. And I want you to feel comfortable that people are doing this all the time. Not everybody, but why not you? And by the way, what if you want more? I'll make it real simple for you. This is something unique. It's called a fast start bonus. We want you to get your first four people to unlock you on the right, and we're going to double the points that I just shared with you to all new members during the first 14 days of their new membership. Now, what does that mean? Let's graphically show you. Okay, you in now you would have 600 points on either side, double the points, right? So since that went over the 500, you'd get $500, not 250. You'd still get the same 320 from the gold pay. That's real gold, real cash, real money for you. And you still get the $30 from the free silver. Okay, so that totals $850. I'll tell you what a great business that you could start. And by the way, when I say 14 days, this was still the first week. What if you did it again the next week? You'd make another 850. And that's as simple as it gets. Now, you might be wondering, well, what does it take to become, a member? What is the memberships? So, oops, let me start with what we call the basic and the legacy. These are our two, and we are giving you about a $270 discount to jump on the basic and a big discount for the legacy. Now, here's how they work. You see, you get Sound Money. That's the Sound Money wallet that we were talking about earlier. You get Vault Max for storing your physical gold. You get a buyer certification, which teaches you how to buy bullion. We give you collector certification. This is all included. And that teaches you about collectible coins that could skyrocket in value. We talked about how to something called stack and sell that allows you to stack and sell your collectibles. Sorry for the typo there. I'll have to fix that later. And also, that is how you can liquidate collectibles. And that's how you don't have to go to a pawn shop and take pennies on the dollar and get people to actually bid on your product. And then we have instant gold pay, which is up to $80 per each new membership. Okay, at the legacy. If it's basic, then the instant gold pay is 40. So that is another thing that makes the legacy so valuable. If you're going to share with a bunch of people, then you want the maximum value, the maximum returns. And Sound Money is still yours, and they'll give you $40. The company will put $40 in for you for free. So that comes right from there. Oh, by the way, it's not, that's the value of everything is 867. I'll tell you how to get it for 599. The Vault Max, you could normally with a basic only store $1,000 worth of metals with no storage fees, but with Vault Max up to 50,000. Okay, so you can earn a lot and keep a lot. Buyers, you still get the same certification, buyer and collector, but Stack and Stell instead is limited to 10 items with the basic, but it's unlimited. I bought and sold over 250 coins using Stack and Sell. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. I had to have that. And as I said, every legacy member, people tend to do what you do, and you get 80 instead of 40 in gold. But last one is the biggest thing. Sound money metal matching bonus. You get 1% of whatever the person you refer to the company as a member chooses to buy in their own sound money wallet of gold or silver in the exact same form. So what am I trying to tell you? Let's say, well, I know for a fact there was a guy 3 years ago who bought $1 million worth of gold and silver. He was a multimillionaire and he didn't want to keep his cash in the bank. Had he kept that cash in the bank, that cash would be worth about 760,000 today. But because he bought silver at $17 an ounce and now it's almost double that, he's got almost $2 million worth of silver. Would you rather have 2 million or 760,000? Did he make a good move? You bet he did. But the person, if this plan was available at that time, the person who shared that membership with that person, his name was Ken, that they'd have gotten $10,000 of silver for free from the company as a bonus. How's that for a business? But you can only get that ceremony metal matching bonus with the legacy membership. And at your price of just $5.99, that is a phenomenal no-brainer deal. And I've already showed you how to pay for it in your first week if you want to, and even have money left over because of this doubling the points for the next 14 days. So if you enroll today, within the next 14 days, you could be making a lot of money. Not to mention, if you get to the silver rank within 90 days, you could be making a whole lot more money. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then, with that being said, you have some choices. Which membership do you want? Well, maybe you just want to buy gold and silver and hold on to it and not tell a single person in the world you don't care so much about the networking thing. That's fine. You're what we call number one, person number one, category one, if you will. Just call the person that invited you on this call, tell them you're one, and they'll get you started within 5 minutes, very simply, very easily. But maybe you want some part-time serious income, okay? Maybe you have 5, 10 hours a week that you can spend. And this way you can share with more people and you can earn more money. You probably want to do the legacy and membership, and I don't blame you. And that's what you tell the person when you call them and say, I'm a two. But if you're like me, I was number three. I didn't want just part-time income. I wanted meaningful income. Why? Because I was already retired, number one. So I wanted to make as max money as I could, and I got nothing but time. And therefore, I took it very seriously. And I got a silver bar as a reward. I was able to earn up to $7,000 a month, I mean, a week, sorry, as a gold. And it just gets better and better. So tell them you're a number three, and it'll be real simple. The one thing you can't be is not deciding. If you decide to not decide, you're making a decision to not decide. And making that decision doesn't change anything in your life. It means you're perfectly happy where you're at, doing what you're doing. And you're hopefully, at least on this call, you learn to do something different and stop buying stuff with your earned income. Start putting it into assets that grow and get passive income. How do you get passive income with 7K? Well, we have subscription systems, and every time somebody chooses one of those subscription systems, that can add points to you and your groups, and you can then make more and more money every single month. You also make it when other people refer other people. That adds points to infinity. So, with all that being said, it's a no-brainer. Pick what's best for you and move forward. So, with that being said, I want to answer any questions that might be out there. Okay. So, I'm done for now. Let me stop sharing my screen. And what I'm going to do is open up the floor and say, hey, anybody who wants to ask a question, raise your hand. Okay. Simply raise your hand and look for the raise hand button. If you can't find it, just go into the chat and type me a question. and I'll be happy to answer that question. So I'm looking at the chat on the side of my screen to see if anybody puts that in there. Nope, I don't see any questions. Okay, well, listen, we're going to be doing a training in about 20 minutes from now. And so we're going to take a short break. And we are, oh, I see Alan, raise your hand. Okay, hold on, I'll get to you in just 2 seconds, Alan. I was going to say, don't go anywhere. You have about 20 minutes to call people if you're already in 7K and tell them to get on the training. It's free. And you have wonderful leaders teaching you the best of the best ways to build your business and get your first checks within this next week. So with that being said, let me go to Alan and make sure I can find a way to. Did you get unmuted there, Alan?
I did, Scott. How are we doing today?
Good, buddy. What's up?
Excellent. Wonderful job breaking that down like science.
Thank you.
Real quick question. Do we have a heat map of how many people we have in 7K in the 41 countries that we're in?
I haven't made one, but I think there does exist one.
Okay.
And I'd have to get it, and maybe I can put that into the presentation later. I want to thank you for bringing that up because I didn't even mention the fact that we're in
Oh, yeah.
41 countries.
I'll let you hit it, Scott. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, so listen, let's take about 15 minutes. Suzanne, maybe you can put something on motivational or something, and then you all call people, get